Okay, I'm back and I'm doing more stuff for the kids. I'm doing a Halloween depiction of Stitch for my nephew Hunter. I guess these are one of my jobs is Aunt Michelle, so I might as well kill two birds in one stone, and we are gonna start with this pumpkin. I'm gonna make the pumpkin and Stitch is gonna be inside. And I gotta get it all nice because she's probably gonna frame it or something. I don't know. But I got my cards too. All right. I'm gonna start with sculpting. You gotta make sure the one poster boards one side's glossy, and you can't do your pencil with glossy. I do in the rough side. I don't know if I ever say that because sometimes people don't really tune into me for that kind of thing. So, but yeah. All right. All right. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but sculpt it from the bottom because this pumpkin is going to be the focal point of this painting. All right. And I'm just doing ridges over here. And then there's a really wide one this way. So I'm just taking this and extending it a little wider, and I'm going to be shading anyway, so I'm not even worried about half of if you make a mistake or whatever. But I start these little ridges in here so you can see them, and they're really nice. Because it's good to kind of do a map way to your shading. And then you got to do one ripple this way, and then curve over. Okay. Got to keep the curve going. Alright. And now I usually take one side to the other because when you really get it good and sketched in, I don't know what happens. If you don't even it out, it just messes everything up. So there we go. I'm going to shade this part too. It's going to be a really nice pumpkin right there. I am doing tarot card readings also, but while I'm waiting, I got to get all this done because I have a lot of seasonal activities I do. I'll be doing a lot of Christmas crafts soon. But in between, I'm probably going to start more candles. Because that's like a really good Christmas gift, is these candles. And then I'm going to start making necklaces again. And start putting together gift packages. Alright, I'm just doing some light traditional shading because I kind of want this to be a traditional look. I usually have somebody by now, but I guess it's only been 4 minutes. But I'm going to start this light shading, and I want to go down. I want downward ripples here. Because I really enjoy Halloween, and it's some of my favorite things to draw. And everybody has something on the list every holiday. I'm hoping Santa Claus this year is better. But I'm starting my outside shading. Because I want this outside shading to be magnificent. I got this so far. Sometimes it's better to sculpt your pumpkin like this, because when you get more detailed stuff involved, you'll have half your shading done. And it cuts your time in half, it really does. I figure I'd just pound out a cute pumpkin. In practice, I've done stitch a couple times, but practice a little bit and stuff, especially before you do your more sensitive pieces. Gives you a little, I don't know, keeps your mind moving so you could have a better effect. Oh, I'm able to actually get all my half of my shading done. This might be a short stream today. Alright, we're going to take here, and these lines kind of go like this, but it's okay. We're going to light shade this way because we want it to go a certain way. There. Oh, I got somebody. Hello, how are you? I am doing tarot card readings. I'm just doing my Halloween decorations. This is for my nephew Hunter. Her mom loves Chong the dog art, so I always promise people around the holidays this stuff. This is my present to them. I don't go to the store. And people seem to like it, and it saves me money. And it makes everybody happy. I'm just reinforcing my sketch, but I'm doing stitch on top. But I like to get the bottom done, so when you do placement, it's just so much easier. It really is. And I just reinforced some lines. I didn't want to go one way, but they ended up going that way any damn way. And this happens when you sketch quite often, so I'm just reinforcing all these babies in here. Because I'm not done shading. This takes at least a half hour. Alright. Oh, I guess that person didn't want to come in and stay in the stream. Alright, that's okay. But I'm going to reinforce these here. Come down that way. There we go. I'm just starting light shading. I like to shade as I go. Like shading as you go is really crucial sometimes. I think it is. Because shading will make you or break you. Alright. Alright, so this here. I'm just going to rub some of these lines this way. Gotta get his mouth. I'm doing pretty good. I've been actually practicing. Alright, right here would be his nose. So I'm going to sculpt his nose right here just so this painting doesn't go bad before I know it. Alright. Has to be in the same positioning, these little teeth here. I'm waiting on a reading. But I'm also doing this, and I also would like to talk to people also. But I'm doing this pumpkin for my nephew. A lot of people, this is how I give back to. It saves me money, and people around me seem to like my drawing, so I do different things for them around the holidays. and they seem to like it, so it's always presence all the time. Trying to do two circles here for the eyes. It looks really rough at first. It really does. Alright. No, the eye here has a faint line. I'm doing Disney now. This is going to have Stitch on top. So when you do Disney, it's all about layering. And you want to get these lines in that's not too heavy. Because I have studied a lot of Walt Disney sketches, and this is like a lot of what they do. And it really works. If you think of it, they're the best sketch artists in the world. I mean, my God, they made Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse came from that lovely legacy. Think what you will about Walt Disney himself, but I know he came from World War II. From what I hear, he wasn't the nicest person, but you know what? World War II was a really crazy time. I don't judge people on this kind of stuff. I mean, it was what it was, but he was an amazing sketch artist and very talented. So, a lot of times I study Disney stuff, and I got this so far. And sometimes it just makes you happy. It really does. Alright, now the nose, there's a little bit of a shading in the nose. So, it's supposed to be like a dark scene, so you're going to lightly shade this. Real light. The eyes and then pumpkin's gonna be black, so it really doesn't matter about that. I mean, you can like do this a little darker for now, but your main focus is when the pastels come in to have it where it's workable. That's what I call it, this method. I've had all these residents that are famous artists teach me all these different ways of things. And they did amazing things. Now I'm just circling my pencil. I mean, the one guy that helped teach me and cultivate my methods, he was the Cleveland Indian sketch artist where I live at, the baseball team. So, and he was amazing. He did a painting of Thomas Edison that was totally amazing. It always interested me. Maybe one day I'll get as good as him, but they say if you practice, you can get far. But I take the shading in here with this. Until then, there's always Halloween decorations, folks. Because you should do productive things for your life. There we go. Okay, we got the eyes shaded in now. Then we're going to shade around here. You want that nice bold shading. And then I like to give it dimension and character, so I just kind of like to squiggle around. Kind of to bring the piece to life a little bit, I guess you could say. Make it stand apart. I mean, why draw something that doesn't stand apart? Because it should be yours. I mean, AI is not the end all. I feel humans could do this. Alright, now I'm just going to lightly shade that. See? Then we're going to I'm going to lightly shade the inside of the mouth. See, AI has it as everything's black, but I'm just going to lightly shade that. We're going to make the eyes, we're going to leave them like that. Alright, I think we got our dimensions good now. We're just going to do so. Oh, hi, Arisha. Yeah, you can ask a question. I just be doing my thing, you know. You got to do something to pass the time. I'm making Halloween decorations for my nephew. Well, I'm making him one for Halloween. This is going to have Stitch in it. And I like to do lots of arts and crafts because I don't buy people stuff from stores. I know it sounds terrible, but everybody that knows me knows they get a present that I made. I feel it's cheaper. Alright, I'm just doing a little bit of shading on the bottom of my pumpkin and I will get your question. I even got a new deck so I can ask these specific questions that I didn't have with my last deck. And they seem to be giving informative answers. Because I had a moon oracle before. I'm almost done. I'm like, I just got to get the other side of this. Just be patient. You can even have 2 questions if you want. I do tarot cards for humanity over here. Because these poor dogs and animals are being, I don't know. I don't know what God out. I'm hoping some God out there is watching over these animals. I was listening to some videos and they said the orca whales are as smart as an adult. And I do believe it. These guys are very intelligent. Alright, now I'm just finishing out this and I will get to your question. Here is my pumpkin. I just got to get Stitch. Alright, I got this so far. Well, hello, Hassan. Ever talked to me? I can do an energy reading on him and see what this new little fire deck I have says. It seems to give the spirits more options. They really do. They like to have options. I don't know, sometimes I think the spirits went through me and made me more better at drawing these days. Or that, or I just do it so much. It just happens. Alright. Alright. His sun is in 3 of Cups. Oh. He's surrounded by the 5 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is celebration, friendship, community, and he's happiness, joy, creativity, and I think he's on an inner journey to try to find his inner Jesus. I don't know. He's on a spiritual journey and I don't know, I just feel like he's trying to find himself. And then he's surrounded by the 5 of Cups. And this talks about despair, yearning, disappointment, regret, boredom, dissatisfaction, stagnation, nostalgia, and heartbreak. He has heartbreak around him. I feel that. So he's surrounded by heartbreak and he's also surrounded by the 6 of Cups. This is spiritual fulfillment, nostalgia, focusing on the past, reunion, harmony, goodwill, and cooperation. I don't know. Honestly, out of all that, I think his is more the reunion. I do see him yearning to want to come back to you, but there's something holding him back. I feel it's his ego. maybe with a little time or whatever, if you could try talk to him, I think it might be ego on that one. Hi, Teresa. How are you? But I mean, I don't know. I don't know him enough to know what he's going to do. So that's what some men do when they love you. My ex husband, when my son would tell me, would always play Grand Theft Auto, and I had red hair at the time, and he would murder every redhead because he hated me, and I guess secretly he loved me. So that's how some men harbor rejection. It's weird. I don't know why. I mean, I just gave up. I found someone else altogether. Never knew why even. Yeah, men are just unpredictable creatures. I mean, sometimes that's why it's better to have your own thing going. I just like to make paintings for people. This is my, when I get, it's my escape. When I feel that the world is coming on me, I just like to sketch, especially with all this stuff with my dad and stuff, so I get it. But sometimes just finding that one thing that makes you happy, even for a little bit, when you deal with the other bad things, it doesn't seem as much. But yeah, I think I'm getting better with arms. All right, I got Stitch's arm right there. It actually is bad. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I've dealt with two ex-husbands, and I'm on the third, so I'm not doing it again. But I could give you a lot of advice about men because I've seen men through the good, the bad, and the ugly. The absolute ugly. And I don't regret at all finding myself. I really, really don't. I'm glad I did. Alright. It's going to be a little far apart. Alright. Alright. Listen, you gotta sometimes really be precise. It took me 2 years to get halfway decent. And then all of my teachers died. One by one. Alright, I'm gonna probably extend this pumpkin out this way since I got Stitch more going on that way. Bring this out a little this way. And I'll just shade up here more. Make it almost like a Rubik's Cube because I made a mistake. And sometimes these little mistakes give you a multi-dimensional sketch. Because I got that now. Alright. But if you guys want another question, I don't care. I just kind of just figure I used to be well, I want to say used to be because I barely ever go on Facebook anymore, but on Facebook it's more of a environment where you relax and you talk and chill. And then half the time they either take you down or a miracle happen and they let your stream go. But this is the environment I came from. And I do like to log all of my stuff that I do, especially my sketchings, because one day when you're dead, this is true facts, folks. you're going to want to remember the good times. And I guess being surrounded by my dad's death and all this, it came to light. So I've been on a mission to do everything I want to do and log everything I do because, for the sake of, you never know what could happen next. And even though my kids are older, I figure this is a good way of them, if anything ever happens to a person, to blog things or a video diary. That's even better. Oh, is that better? I think it is. But, but yeah. Alright, now this is like totally off balance, so I'm gonna have to put a coat or something around this. Alright, I'm gonna put a little coat this way, because I really messed that up. So we're gonna add on. It's always fun to add on. And I gotta get to the ear part. Alright, I want it to start right here. There we go. We're gonna make another ear. Bring it up here. There we go. It just, everything has to add up. What you do to one side, you do to the other in a sketch. It's very mathematical. I could see why a lot of artistic people, a lot of times they're doctors and stuff. They're the most unlikely people you would think. They really are. A lot of professionals, for some reason, it's that analytical mind. But what are you gonna do? Alright, now we're just doing the bottom dip of this. I like to put my mind with, I guess you would think about, I do a lot of scientific things. I read like all this stuff. I think the ocean is being, I know the ocean's being polluted. I'm not crazy, but I think because of the pollution, that's why these sharks are attacking more people. I log these sharks, and I think if we kept the oceans cleaner, they would be less agile. I really do. And I just feel bad for them and the orca whales, because they get the raw end of the deal sometimes. And I like the orca whales. Probably, I do like the sharks too, don't get me wrong. Who does not want to see a great white in action? I get it. But, the orcas need a little help. I'm hoping one day they get it. That's why I have the orcas over there. But I got Stitch here. I'm freeing them on out. And it took me forever to find this sharpener. And this sharpener is wonderful. And you could shop online all day. And sometimes these sharpeners, they're shitty and horrible. So some of the stuff I treasure the most are the cheapest things in the world, which is a pencil sharpener. It would be crazy. I could probably not even care about missing a TV or something, but the minute the pencil sharpener leaves, oh God, that's when the earth turns. But we're just doing a casting of a hat here. You do all this nice shading around, under. But you gotta make your hats and stuff interesting. I'm gonna put a little stripe in here. And light shade this out. Alright, I got the hat done now. Alright, almost looks like damn Pikachu. A little bit. I guess if all else doesn't work, maybe I will make him Pikachu. Who knows? But I'm just shading out all around the hands. I want to get everything lined up perfect before the face features come. And I have all this done. Because all this leads up to the framework of the face, whether it's anime or whatnot. Alright, I'm just gonna heavy shade this. Just because I should have brought this over more, but that's okay. This is how we're gonna save it. Yeah, my throat. I'm sorry. Hang on, let me get this. Alright. Alright, got this so far now. We covered that part up. Sometimes you really gotta find your own mistakes. Alright, and this, I'm gonna probably just shade in a button for Stitch's little outfit here. We'll just create an outfit. What the hell? You could do it easily. I'm just using big loaded buttons here. And I'm putting each button in different positions. So when I go and get his little suit here, because I'm about to sculpt his face. In there, you do a dip. And another dip. Alright, now I gotta have both of these eyes looking sideways, and then this one, they're looking straight, which is okay. Once you've done eyes a couple times in anime, it's not the end of the world. This happens. You just gotta position them different. I'm taking the one eye and putting it this way over that way more. Alright, then he has a big ball right there. Okay, and then we're doing another big ball this way. Alright, now, I mean, this is really rough, but it never really fully looks good till you're done any damn way, so it doesn't really matter how rough it looks once you start. It's how you finish it out how matters. I've learned that. Make a mistake, you just try to fix it. There's always a little like open hole up here for a little dot of light, and you can actually smooth out the thing, and then you go and there's that little bit of light thing there. And for this, he's kind of looking sideways, so we're going to put his pupils going this way. His big balls that way. You just gotta angle the eyeballs. You want them both kind of just positioning going that way. Then I'm going to shade the outside of them because you don't want it to look AI. I think it's such a tacky look. I really do. I think it's ridiculous that AI has taken over the world. People used to enjoy doing things. Now AI just fixes it for you. But I got that eyeball there. See? I just shaded the two, and then with my finger, just like the pastels. Because you could shade out with this too. You absolutely can. I'm just leaving one part untouched, and then I'm going to shade that out. Pencil here. And then I'm going to shade all of this here. We just want a goofy picture of Stitch, that's it. Alright. I'm going to shade the sides here. In case, because some of those lines aren't perfectly even. Because I kind of want Stitch going this way, so I'm going to shade it out going that way. And around this way. There we go. And it just upward strokes this way. Because I want this whole piece to get like a more of a slanted look. Alright. I'm just going to shade around these eyes like that. Just fixing this mouth. I got one side backward, and you're just reassessing your lines at this point. Just like going over a paper. You're doing all your finalizations. And since he's kind of going on the pumpkin up, we're just taking all of this. We're going to smooth out these ears. It kind of integrates it to your piece. Let me do this too before the pastels appear. We can kind of keep it like this. I mean, kind of up to you, but okay, that would look stupid. Alright, I was attempting to think the tongue would look good like that. But I'm just gonna do that. Alright, I'm gonna take a picture of this. And then start the pastels, and it only took me 38 minutes. I'm doing pretty good at my timing. Alright, I'm gonna take a picture of this real quick. And I'll be with you. I am doing tarot card readings, but I'm also I made this for my nephew, and before I pastel it in, I take a picture of it. All right. Okay. Okay, there's my computer. Okay. All right, that is done. Everything dinged. All right. All right, now I am going to color this in. And Stitch's inside of his ears is pink, so I'm gonna get my pink out. I got a little tiny pink pastel here, but I want one that's more pinker. I'm gonna go with this. Sometimes I don't like them when they're really long. So do that because the coloring on Stitch is pretty precise. And Stitch is really hot this year. Well, all the kids want Stitch. So if you could draw a Stitch, you're a hero of one of these parts. And Aunt Michelle could draw Stitch, so I became popular. Alright. Now, there's a dark blue and a light blue goes there, so we're going to get a real light blue. I'm going to try to get a sky blue here. I know I got it. Okay, that's a white. We could use the white. Yes, we can. And I got this blue. That's good. Alright. So this one's for the eyes. I'm going to start here. It's all up in this coloring here. The Stitch's inner eye is that real light color. And I do got white pastels too. White pastels are very important to have. You could give it that hint of stuff. Not this whole hint, so. Alright. Alright, now the face. I'm just gonna start this way since it got rubbed off a little bit, which is fine because I didn't like the positioning of that mouth. Anyways, I'm gonna start my nose this way as it connects with it. I got my black pastel coming. And that's going to finalize this deal. I'm going to bring my eyes to match this. Sometimes just you gotta retrace things when you get to this finalization stage, I like to call it. I have my little names for everything. But this is the finalization stage. Just going over things, making sure it all adds up. Because you want a nice professional piece. I mean, no one wants to sit there and have something that looks like you put no love into it. Alright, I like to shade in the angle of the character. Oh, hi, Ja. How you doing? Yeah, you can get a reading. I'm just attempting to make Stitch on a pumpkin, and I'm not sure if I'm accomplishing my goal in life. It was supposed to be for my nephew. But other than that, I'm good. If this pumpkin with Stitch on top turns out good, I'll be happy. Because everybody loves Stitch these days. Then I gotta do the Disney princesses for my friend's daughter. It's crazy. She thinks I'm more talented than anybody in the world, and I'm really not. Alright. Okay. I don't know. There's Stitch. I don't even really know if he likes it. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is my life. This is what it has become, and then going to work taking care of the old people. And the funny thing is, sometimes they think they hate me, but and then they always are the first ones to stand up for me. I tell you, I take extra fish oil dealing with those guys. I'm trying to keep my sense. I don't want to be acting like that when I get older. Fish oil seems to help. Alright. I don't know if this looks any better. They do say that sketching will help you not get Alzheimer's because it triggers more of your brain. Alright, I don't know if that looks any better. I think it's because I don't have the eyeball thing in right. There we go. And then this here. Yeah, I don't know. I think that probably looks better. I don't know. What do you think? I think I'm just going to let it be just like that and just put blue in the background. But let me do a reading for Ja. Thank you for waiting. With my artist emergency here trying to cover up stuff, which I don't. I just might put that on my own front door. I don't think it looks like Stitch that great. I mean, it looks anime, but I don't know about Stitch. I think I need to do a better job. It does look nice though for Halloween decoration, so I might just put orange behind it. Alright, you want to know, was B being honest me in our relationship? I could do the energy field in there for you. Alright. With these new cards, I can find out more activity. It's here. Alright, in your relationship, the Empress represents it, the central energy. Talks about abundance, fertility, motherhood, pregnancy, sensuality, creativity, art, harmony, and luxury. I think it was a little bit of everything, honestly. And then what surrounded your relationship, that's the core of it, is the hangman. And this talks about pause, surrender, letting go, new prospects, self sacrifice, wisdom, enlightenment, and contemplation. And then the other thing that surrounds that relationship is the Six of Wands. And this talks about praise, joy, satisfaction, fans, milestone, goals, homecoming, pride, break, enjoyment, fame. I mean, anyone here, you would be an us. I think at times he wasn't because he was trying to let go. That's why the hangman came in. But I feel it looks like he's living it up wherever he's at. He's kind of glad it's gone. Well, some men are like that. So, yeah, I got brutally honest cards now these days. I've had it happen to me, trust me. Sometimes you could come back from a hangman. Sometimes it's not worth it. You just gotta ask yourself that. To me, I just kind of let life go and see what happens. So other people, they do other stuff. Alright, I'm going to put, since this definitely doesn't look like Stitch, I'm gonna put this orange in. But yeah, I would just kind of not let it bother you if it was me. And I would just go about life. I mean, you really can't do nothing to change the past. With my dad's death and everything, I can tell you that. The only thing you could do is try to make your future better. I mean, I don't even have ashes for my dad, so I get it. I get when things are horrible, and I've been through a lot of terrible things, and I get it. So, but everybody gets through it eventually in their own way. To me, it's sketching. To you, it might be something else. Maybe it could be perfume making or candle making, because I'm probably very soon in between all these Halloween decorations going to be doing that. I'm just taking the different chalk from this side so it's just not so dominant. I want it to be more lighter to dark so you get the color contrast. I'm trying to be fancy and all. I guess this happens when you practice enough. I don't know. 2 years ago, I was drawing stickmen. That's all I know. But I'm going to leave it like this because sometimes when I overdo something, it doesn't have the best results. But I'm leaving this like this. It's supposed to be Stitch, but I don't know. I'd have to see if people even like it like that. I don't know. I might have to call it something else or put it on my door to go. But oh, okay. Hi, Bank. Are you a YouTuber? I just be coming over here trying to do decorations and stuff and make all my presents for Christmas. But I could do a career reading on you, Bank, if you would like. I mean, I don't know about music. My singing is terrible. If I listen to your songs, I'm half deaf, so I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't think I could even hear the tones right. That's how tone deaf I am. But let me do a reading on you, Bank, on your music career, and then maybe the answers could come to you. I don't know. Sometimes this works. I'm not God, but I try to help. All right, Miss Banks, Sinatra. Okay, I'd like Frank Sinatra. I wonder if do you sing the nicest Frank Sinatra? That's one of my favorite singers. Anyways, all right, no, yeah, Sinatra. Okay, well maybe as a the different one, but anyways, bang. You got a Queen of Pentacles, and this talks about in your career. There's a lot of things it has with this new fancy deck I got. It has nurturing, practical, providing, financially, prosperity, wealth, homemaker, and down to earth. I think with your career, it's more of this. I'm picking up prosperity, which is going to lead to this financial. And this Queen of Pentacles has to do with getting money, good money. Big, I mean, I don't know if you're going to get $1 million, but significant amounts of money is this Queen of Pentacles when it comes up. And then your music career is surrounded also by the Temperance. And this talks about balance, moderation, patience, purpose, soulmates, economy, management, and accommodation. I'm picking up yours is balance and accommodation. I'm gonna have to start. I don't know, maybe for the sake of saving money, do a couple things until you get really, really famous, like Wiz Khalifa. I don't think anybody's more famous than him. And he's a good investor. So investing always is good. I think they say that him and Oreo, we invest in Oreo cookie. So he's gonna keep all of his money he ever made and make more. But your music career is also surrounded by the Nine of Cups. And this talks about satisfaction, gratitude, happiness, joy, celebration, harmony, love, and romantic invitation. Well, you're gonna get love and happiness pretty much, which is good. So I don't know. I would just maybe try to just keep your dream alive. Maybe open up a YouTube channel. Maybe word of mouth. Maybe you could just get really good at editing videos, even. And you could do TikTok. TikTok is. I get a lot of subscriptions from TikTok because I'll do my daily talk with Chong the dog. Sometimes we're just doing different things. I just like to mess around. I'm a writer, but yeah, I mean, you could do things like that. I mean, Black Veil Brides, they were doing, he was over there advertising on TikTok, so that's a definite possibility for your music career. There's a lot of people that are not giving up on TikTok and they love TikTok. So, but I'm done with my little painting. I've been up here almost an hour and the husband's just about to get home. Oh, Brent, all right. Yeah, invest in yourself, Bank. I live cheap over here. Go to Amazon. If you need to, I bought this shirt here for $5 on an Amazon haul. I mean, they're international. Amazon, pretty much you get everything but meat. And Amazon has a food service where if I want a loaf of bread, it comes to my door. It's wonderful. I don't know if I could live without Amazon. I every day I say I'm not going to get Amazon, and I order something, and then 2 days later it's here. You can't beat it. But I'll do yours, Brent, before I get out of here. If you're still here. Oh yeah, I'm addicted to Amazon. I get all my art supplies from Amazon. I don't know. I think my life's goal is to be on a commercial for Amazon. If I would think I made it if Amazon called me, if the music group called me, I'd be like, I don't know, I'm a dog walker. But if Amazon called me, I'd be having a celebration. Chong could, and he loves barking at the Amazon trucks, and he's good at bringing in packages because he's half German Shepherd and he's real smart. So I'll just have him I'll have a commercial of him bringing in my packages. I mean, why not? I would know I made it. I would know I was famous if Amazon loved me. Amazon loves my money so far, but hopefully, when I get my book published through them, maybe Amazon will love me enough to bring me money. But I'll have that soon with the inheritance, and then we'll see how Amazon loves me. Maybe I'll propose to do a commercial with them. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'm probably the only person that aspires to want to be I want to be with Amazon. I do. I just want them to promote me. Plus, I'd still have this going on, and I'd have a lot of free stuff. But all right, Brent. I'm doing your career reading. That has to do a lot with your bills. I can't tell you if you're going to pay your bills or not, but I do career reading. Your money sector is in the Eight of Wands. And this talks about positive change, dynamic momentum, new opportunities, and exciting developments in action. I mean, honestly, if there wasn't nothing that started, I feel that there is going to be something positive soon. I mean, you might have to get a couple weeks for the full phone call and things like that. We just, sometimes it's like that. But I've been at the same job for 10 years, so. But your career is surrounded also by Seven of Wands. And this talks about challenges and competition, protection, preservance, confidence, conviction. It's kind of a cutthroat type deal. Other people will want jobs like that, so you got to prove why you want to be the job and why it would look good with you. And then your career is also surrounded by the Chariot. And this talks about success, action, determination, motivation, leadership, travel, movement, ambition, willpower. You got to pretty much, once you start in a positive direction, that's when everything's going to come together. So, but that's not a bad reading. I mean, I'm in a turning point in my job too. I'm looking all the time for another job. I've been looking for 10 years, so. And then you're gonna find that one job, and you're not, and you're gonna sit there and say you're gonna walk down the street, and they're gonna keep giving you raises to stay there. This is what happens. They said even if I became famous, I still gotta come in, and they give me head trauma. My friends at work and the staff. So what are you gonna do? But I'm gonna let you guys go. Oh, hello, Queen. Queen of Sheba. Well, I hope I want to retire one of these days. I'm 51. I'm waiting for the retirement. I'm hoping eventually make have to cut one day off from work just to not be in the middle of hell. That would be nice, honestly. I would love it. That's what I call it, the bowels of hell going to work. It's crazy. Oh, hello, Queen. I'm starting to close up show here. If you need a reading, I'll wait a few minutes while I'm vaping and going and drinking back my cappuccino. But I made, this was supposed to be Stitch. I don't know if it looks like Stitch. Do you have time for lunch? Yeah, I was waiting. I seen you just came on the screen and I got everybody else's question, so I figured I'd get your question and then I was going to take my little break. So I'm waiting on you. But yeah, I was just showing you the end product of this one. I'm not sure if this looks like Stitch. I think I got the eyes looking. He looks like a secret detective from an anime series. It's not horrible, but I don't think it's my best work either. I've done Stitch a lot better. I'll probably have to do Stitch again. I don't know. Alright. You would like to know if I should take my connection with Zador seriously or leave it alone. I can do I can do a reading on your relationship, like an energy reading, whatever energy comes up from it. And really, it's up to you to decide. You're the master of your own destiny if it's going to go one way or the other. It's what you're willing to let go and what you're willing to hang on to in the end. I just decided for myself that I'm not keeping negative things and I'm not letting negative things run me and I'm not going to be depressed even if I got to sketch every day. I just want to be whole and free again. I decided that a long time ago. But you gotta just see what would make you truly happy. So I have been in love 3 times. That's just advice from somebody that's been through the mill. But your relationship, Queen of Sheba, I love that, Queen of Sheba. I always heard about the Queen of Sheba ever since I was little. What do you think you are, the Queen of Sheba? My mom used to always say that. God's honest truth. And I used to go, this Queen of Sheba must be wonderful. But anyways, Queen of Sheba, you got the Queen of Swords for that relationship. And this just talks about wise, clear perspective, judicious, truthful, principled, rational, candid, and loyal. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It came in with good intentions. And then what's surrounding that relationship is the Three of Pentacles. And this talks about teamwork, collaboration, learning, inflammation, quality, recognition, reward, and growth. That's not horrible. It's also surrounded by the ones. This is talks about social butterflies, people liking to talk and be happy, be social people. And then determination, energy, passion, inspired action, adventure, and impulsiveness. I mean, I do pick up more impulsiveness with this other person. There's a passion to it, but I pick up a lot of it, more impulsiveness than passion at times. I guess it's up to you if you want to deal with someone that might be impulsive a lot, because that would make my day really, really bad, and I probably would do some nasty things to them, and they wouldn't like what I had to say. So I guess you would have to not have a temper. I mean, I guess it depends how saintly you are. That's the conversation with me would last 5 minutes and it would be done. But they say I'm less sensitive, so I guess it depends on how much your eternal love is for him and what you're willing to put up with and what compromise you could come to. But that just seems like an awful lot of compromising. But I do wish you the best. I'll pray for you, and hopefully either one of my grandkids or Hunter likes this and thinks it's a stitch. But you'll probably be seeing me do another stitch because once I show one thing, then they all want the same. So, oh, you're welcome. I hope I helped you, the Queen of Sheba. I do. Men, romance is a hard thing to deal. You think so? Does it look like Stitch though? Because I feel that the lines could have been better. Maybe it's because the eyes are too round. Maybe that's what's bugging me. I don't know. One of the kids will like it. But I'll probably be in tomorrow because I'm not letting all this negativeness that people like to give you every day get me down. So I'll be doing something for the kids tomorrow. Because before I know it, they're going to hit me up for Halloween decorations. So thank you. And I appreciate the conversation in the stream. If you subscribed or not, it doesn't matter. And if you subscribe to me and you're a YouTuber, I don't even like. I mean, I look at your page obviously because I subscribe back, but I don't unsubscribe. I feel it's something we should do as YouTubers to give each other support because everybody listens to somebody, and some people are just watch more than others. But if someone subscribes to me, I subscribe back. So I did make 3 subscriptions today. Sometimes I don't get the alert, but when I check my subscribers, I do. If I see one, I just say, "Oh, I'll subscribe." And then, like I say, if you see me, it's just randomly. That's what I do. So I'll probably see you tomorrow, and have a great day. And thank you for all your support.